All right, my iPhone says it's 10 a.m., so I'm going to start. So first off, welcome everybody. I love seeing where everyone's from. It's always interesting to me to see all the different places across the North America that are here, both Canada and the US. So pretty awesome. Welcome everybody. My name is Keith Hawken. I am going to be your presenter today. I am the head of sales and service at Top Producer. Been part of the real estate industry now over 20 years. With a large percentage of that being spent with Top Producers. So I know we've got a really mixed crowd today. We've got a lot of you that are Top Producer customers and been with us for a long time or maybe new. We also have a lot of people who are not current users of Top Producers. So welcome. So today's topic, social media lead generation ideas, right? So, social media's been around for a long time. It's evolving. The one thing that I really am excited today is to give you ideas on how you can leverage Meta and Instagram and social channels to, promote your business and at the end of the day, generate people to talk to. And so what our goal is for today, we're going to talk about some ad best practices. So, hey, it's one thing to generate an ad, but how do you do it effectively, right? There's a big difference between those two things. So we're going to talk about some best practices to attract more leads. We're going to give you some, ideas around and some examples of posts that you can do on social. We're going to talk about Facebook ad restrictions. I think it's really important that we understand what we can and cannot do, and so that we're doing it the right way. Then also going to talk about, our newest solution called Social Connect, which is, our social lead generation solution. So a couple things really quickly. I think I already got asked a question. This session is recorded and it will be sent out at the end to everybody. As well, there will be a guide with some of these tips and tricks and strategies that will be shared with everyone as well. So that being said, let's get into it. The one thing I wanted to start with is the idea of, the iron's hot. Look, obviously the real estate market and the economy in general, interest rates, have had an impact. I'm up in Canada, our interest rates are really high. I know in the US interest rates have gone from 2 to 6.5. That's a challenge. The one thing that I think is important is, like, you're never going to recover the traction that you lose in a downturn, but the traction you gain will always be yours. Whenever we go through these challenges, like, I've been around the real estate vertical for 20 years, I've seen this before. Is this an opportunity to double down and really focus on, hey, how are you going to grow your business during this time, right? It's really the time for you to roll up your sleeves and get cracking. And there's really 4 factors that you can leverage to turn a downturn into a future upswing, right? One is, a byproduct of a down market is, hey, there are real estate agents that are leaving the business, right? I think the most recent data I saw from the NER is maybe 5%. Okay. The other thing too is, in a downturn, motivated home buyers and sellers will always exist. And do you know why? Because life events happen. Life events happen regardless of market. People get married, they have children, they get divorced. I hate to say it, right? There's a lot of life events that occur that motivate someone to buy or sell. So that motivation is always going to be there. Okay. Lenders are getting more creative, right? And this really creates an opportunity for you to really double down on your marketing and seize as much of the market as you can and really capture a larger, quantity of people to talk to, right? There's as when agents leave, it means there's more potential customers per agent, right? There's more opportunity in your marketplace as people leave, so this is I think, the idea is, like, hey, the iron is hot. We just really need to focus on how do we gain traction and really set ourselves up to really, capture that upswing that will come. So we're going to talk about how we can do that a little bit today. So social, the other thing is social is such a great opportunity for us, and we're going to focus on that today. Is like, hey, what can you do to use social to capture, more people, get your brand out there, and really set yourself up for success. So, the interesting stat that I took from the close recently was, like, in 2021, 38% of new clients came from social media. So, Could have been from you posting on social. It could have been from Facebook ads. Could have been from you buying leads from social. There's this large opportunity on social because that's where the people are. And this is a great opportunity for us to take advantage of to really put yourself front and center and capture your share of that piece. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so first thing we want to talk about, you need to have a plan. So we're going to talk about a lot of strategies today. We're going to share some tactics. I'm going to give you some ideas. They're only that though, unless you put it together in a plan. And what I mean by that is, don't just go and do one thing that we shared today and hope that that one thing is going to give you the results you're looking for. Okay. We need to make sure that we are consistent. So if we're going to start something, we need to finish it and we need to be consistent. And a perfect example of that is it takes an average of 5 to 7 times just to get someone to recognize your brand, let alone convert them. You know, I use this example a little bit in the city that I live in. You know, there's billboards along the main road through the town I live in, and they're all owned by real estate agents. They're all owned by realtors. Thing is like it's like one after another, but I can tell you I drive that road and most of the people that live in my town drive that road every day. It's like the main artery, right? It's not going to be the first time that they drive down that road that they're going to recognize your brand. It's not going to be the second time. It's probably going to be like the 5th, 7th, 10th, 12th, where your brand is now constantly is top of mind. I'm just using that as an example. So what we want to really focus on is creating a plan of what you're going to do and when, and make sure that it matches kind of the outcomes that you're looking for. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. It's important that you put this into your marketing plan to ensure that it's not just one thing, it's a bunch of things. So let's get into it. First one is having an ad strategy needs to be mixed. And what I mean by that is depending on what your goals are, you know, if your goal is maybe you're a new realtor in a market and no one knows you, you know, maybe your goal at that point is, hey, I need to increase my brand awareness, right? Maybe your goal is I want to do brand awareness and I want to get leads. I want to get people that I can talk to. So a couple of things that we know that works really, really well on doing kind of a combination of these things is one, your listings and solds appeal to a lot of people online. People are naturally interested in properties. And highlighting your active and solds is critical, but we need to also mix it up. We can't just do that. So leveraging your product, I mean, that is what you have. A listing is your product. It's a product that you're selling. Leveraging that product online is a great way to acquire people that are interested in that type of product. I mean, if you go on Facebook right now and go through your feed, you're going to see a bunch of products that are relevant to you because you've shown some interest or intent. The other thing too is you got to offer value. This can't just be about you. It has to be about them. You know, think about what I just said earlier on around the iron's hot. How many people right now are concerned about what's going on in the real estate market? How many people are not sure what's going on? Where can you offer value, right? You know, an example of that is create a short video about, hey, what's going on in your local market right now, and share that on social. That's how, you know, people want to do business with people they trust. They also want to do business with people that will help them. So, and, you know, show community, right? And one thing I always love about this vertical is you guys are so community focused and heavily invested in the community. You know, what can you do to highlight that, those things that you're doing that for worthy cause, like an animal shelter donation or winter clothing drive or an event for this, you know, highlight those things. So what does that look like? And how can you do that? One is your copy, okay? Ad copy is really important. Like it's really easy that you could write copy and it doesn't appeal to anybody. That's a real thing that happens, right? We could have the best intent. It's like, oh, I got my ad. got the copy, and nothing happens. So a couple of things. Think of what you're trying to do. Use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is, I hate to say it, it's your personal writing assistant, you know? And an example of what you could do with ChatGPT is a sample prompt that I put in the bottom right corner there. Write a concise Facebook ad copy as a real estate agent to capture the attention of home buyers and encourage them to click to learn more about the property on 123 Main Street. Okay. And there in the link, there is a guide. There's a guide here of different ways you can leverage ChatGPT in your business. Okay. But if you actually went into ChatGPT and wrote that, what I just simple as that, hey, write me a concise Facebook ad copy as a real estate agent to capture the attention of home buyers, encourage them to click to learn more about my property. It would actually write the ad copy for you with all the CTAs and everything. So one is keep things short, communicate what action you want them to take. Try different things, see what's resonating the most. If Facebook, there's multiple text optimization input. We're going to get into this a little bit. But tell ChatGPT what you're trying to do and it will write it for you. How nice is that? And Brittany says ChatGPT is a life and time saver. I agree. I 100% agree. Okay, this is getting through the foundation of what we're going to talk about today. Other thing too, so let's go back. Make sure you have a strategy. Make sure use ChatGPT to really help you write your ad copy. Not all of us are great at marketing. I'm not a great marketer, right? I know a lot of what works, what doesn't work, but I wouldn't call myself a subject matter expert. That's where ChatGPT can really make you look good. And then third one, before we get into some examples is, if you're going to use photos, make sure they're high quality and beautiful. Images are what draw people in. I hate to say it, it's more than the text is a supporting element. That video, that photo, that image, whatever it might be, those matter. Okay. And it's the visual that's going to stop them from scrolling. And that's especially the case on Instagram. Instagram's all about visuals. It's not about the text. It's about what's that thing that captures their attention. Make sure also that images aren't cropped, distorted, or covered by other things. I've seen a lot of good. I've also seen some things that are not great where we're using really low cropped, screenshotted images, things like that. And then also limit text. So these are just a couple of the key elements of writing good ads that are important. So again, higher quality, the better. And then the other part, the call to action. What do you want them to do? If somebody's scrolling through Facebook and I said, you should advertise your listings, which you should. If you have listings, you should advertise your solds because that's a great draw. What do you want them to do? And the different types of ads and what your outcome is will dictate what that CTA should be. But simple CTAs are, should be action verbs, call now, learn more, whatever it might be, contact us. A very popular one though, that you'll see a lot of is learn more, specifically around property ads. But be very specific around what that action is, because it is critical when doing this. And then always test. Testing is where you're going to gain most of the learning and what is resonating with people. The other thing too that I love about social, and I think this is very, very, very unique to Meta. I'll call it Meta. We all still call it Facebook and Instagram, but it's Meta. Is their native lead capture. I'll give you an example. You might have a website. Someone goes to that website. They do a search on your website. They inquire, they're interested in that property. They have to fill in all of their contact information. Okay. You might get fake information. So you probably get a lot of Donald Ducks, Mickey Mouses. You probably get a lot of, fake email addresses, fake phone numbers. I'm sure what I'm saying right now resonates with all of you. You've all probably have had that experience where you don't get good quality contact information. One of the things that I think that separates Meta from everybody else is if you use their native lead capture, that information is auto-populated based on their Facebook profile. So whoever is clicking on, that ad, it auto-populates their information. So it pre-fills the form, makes it easy for leads to express interest, and also provide contact information. One of the things that we've noticed since we started generating leads for our customers on Facebook is we're like almost at 100% of leads come in with contact information, which is huge. I can tell you that's not going to be the case through other forms. So I think this is an opportunity as you think about your ad strategy is using the native forms, just going to give you better quality contact info, including phone numbers. I think that's a big one for me, is a lot of people just fill out an email address. It's really hard to convert someone with just an email address and have a conversation. So phone numbers are good. Another advantage for Meta for sure. Okay, let's get into a couple of things that you need to be aware of as you venture down running advertisements on social. One is if you are advertising property listings, home insurance, mortgages, or other related opportunities, it's going to go into a category called housing. Okay. This category does have some limitations, and it's something that you should be aware of. One is you can't pick different genders. So it includes all. You can't focus on different demographics, interests, and behavior. And the reason for this, I just want to be really, really clear. The reason Facebook has done this is they don't want to allow advertisers to discriminate from any one group. Okay. And so if you are advertising a listing, it goes in the housing category, which is fine, but you have to be aware of there's some things, right? One is you can target by geographic area, but not a zip or postal code. So you couldn't just target people in 90210. Two, the age group and demographic is typically 18 to 65. Again, you cannot change that. Audience, again, gender has to include all. Demographic, interest, behavior, most options are unavailable. This is unlike if you were to run other ads, okay? Here's a pro tip though. While limitations do apply for housing ads for property listings, home insurance, mortgages, and more, they don't apply to tips related to home ownership or home buying. Okay. So if you want, in your local marketplace, if you're like, gosh, I want to run an ad that's targeting first-time home buyers. Okay. If it's about home ownership and how to, purchase a home and getting yourself ready to purchase your first home, those ads, you can go and be very specific to who that demographic is. And just to give you that advice, there's a link in the chat to Facebook's just restrictions for housing campaigns, just so you're all familiar what you can and cannot do and how in your different targeting. But I think this is really important to know because, back in the day, you used to be able to be like very specific. That's like, I only want to advertise this listing to this demographic because that demographic is who is like the likely buyer. It's who is most likely going to buy that home. That's not the case anymore. So again, something to be aware of. It will have an impact on, it's good or bad. At the end of the day, it's just something you have to be aware of. Okay, let's get into some like ad ideas. So we've talked about some best practices. We talked about having good images, talked about writing good copy, talked about using Facebook native lead capture. We talked about having a plan, talked about just some of the, variables that you need to be aware of when it comes to running ads on Facebook, especially in the housing category. I will share this. We have been running ads for our customers now for the last, let's see, what month it was, August. So about 4 months now since we launched our new Social Connect product where we actually run listing and sold ads for our customers. It is incredible the amount of leads we can generate off these ads. People are just naturally interested in homes. And so the one thing is, if you're not running active or sold property ads, you need to be running active and sold property ads. So if your goal is, hey, Keith, I want to get as many leads as possible from social, you got to run property ads. So if that's your goal, there's no better ad that will perform on social than property ads. So that's number one. Okay. Again, this is just the nature of consumer behavior. You know, you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, you see a product, you might be interested, you click on it. Okay. 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 So, you know, and again, your properties are a product, whether they've been sold or they're on active. So property ads are, I will say this, top performing for social. I want to add a question. So there's a question here. What's your suggestion for new agents to run sold or active if they don't have them? Typically, you could actually advertise your office listings. So an opportunity is if you don't, depending on MLS restrictions, MLS rules, you potentially, it could be an MLS where you are allowed to display with your broker permission office listings on social. So that's another opportunity for you. But property ads by far top performing. The other one is testimonials. I think this is such a massive opportunity that's untouched. Social proof is a real thing. Okay. Social proof is a real thing. And the reason for that is 88% of customers trust what someone else says about product and service more than what that product and service says about themselves. And people want to do business with people that they feel they can trust. And that's where social proof comes in is, we talk about brand awareness. This is a great brand awareness thing, right? How do you want to be known in your marketplace? I think this is such an opportunity that is available to you. And something that I don't think enough of us are doing is doing that, sharing those success stories and actually advertising those success stories to the marketplace about how awesome you are, how you help these people realize their dream. So another ad idea, testimonials, right? Could be a video testimonial, could be a written testimonial with a photo of them just like this. This is the dream for a lot of consumers, right? This is the dream. So something to think about is social proof. What about those people that own a home? How do we get in front of them? Right? Obviously getting in front of sellers is hard. But this is where curiosity can be your advantage. People want information. They seek information. And you have an opportunity to educate. And you have an opportunity to leverage the fact that people are curious to your advantage. And what I mean by that is when a market goes down or the market's a little bit challenging, I'm not gonna say it's going down, but let's say it's challenging, right? Would you guys agree to me with me right now that homeowners are naturally curious what their home is worth? Whether they're in the market or they're not, do you think they're curious about what their home is worth? And I look at this in the lens of the stock market in the same lens, right? When things are, people naturally want to know what's going on. It doesn't mean that I'm in the market, I'm out of the market. I just want to know what's going on. And a perfect example of this, I share the story often. My wife, there's 3 listings in our neighborhood. You know what my wife wants to know? How much did that house sell for? Right? They naturally want to know what your home is worth, but they also want to know, like, oh gosh, that house just sold for X amount, right? Asking a question on ads is a really great thing, right? Hey, what's your home worth? Wondering how much homes are selling for. You leverage that And a lot of our customers at Top Producer have done this for a long time, where they use landing pages that tie into our Market Snapshot product, which informs people about what's going on in their market. Again, the one thing I want to come back to though is these are different ads. Okay, so the goal of this ad would be, hey, I want to generate leads. The goal of a testimonial ad would be, maybe I want to generate brand awareness. I want people to start understanding who I am. You know, I think someone mentioned, hey, you're new, you know, I'm a new agent, right? A branding ad is as important as a lead generation ad. You kind of got to do both. But maybe some of you have been around the industry, and look, I know we have lots of our customers here today. Some of you probably been in the business 25 years. You're already known. You just want more people to talk to, right? Maybe you just want leads. So again, depending on where you are in your business, your goals and strategy will be different. I talked about properties being, you know, a great draw on social. Video is an absolute draw as well. And it was interesting. We sold our place 2 years ago, and the first thing our agent did was come in with like a video crew and do like a full-on video tour walkthrough. That was the first thing that ended up on social. And it was so impactful to see the comments about our home. It was so interesting to see how many people watched the video as a seller. So I'm putting myself with the consumer hat. And I was just amazed at the reach that our realtor had with that video. Before even the property went on the market, it was like he built all this demand just by doing a video on social. And it was so amazing. And as a homeowner, and as a seller, I was like, wow, like that's incredible, how effective that was. Because we could see it too, right? We're on Facebook. We could see that our realtor posted a home tour of our home on there. It also humanizes the experience. And people watch videos. I mean, that's the one thing about videos is we watch them. So this is an example, right? Hey, just listed. You're seeing it here first. Going to be on the market on Wednesday. This is literally the same tactic my own realtor deployed when he was selling our home. It's like the sneak peek to the social audience before it even hits the market, right? And I think this type of by the way, video is favored by Facebook algorithm. So if you want to kind of come out of the, you know, surface to the top a little bit more often, got to use video, got to get comfortable with it. And it needs to be part of your strategy. And I also just think it humanizes things a little bit, like there's a real person. Okay, another one. So we've talked about property ads, we've talked about the social proof type of advertising, talked about the data or value type of thing with, you know, what's your home worth, talked about video ads. Another one is a lead magnet. You know, again, I think someone mentioned they were a new realtor, or maybe alluded to they were a newer realtor, right? And you don't have properties, and maybe you can't get access to, you know, office listings or other things that you can advertise. You could offer a lead magnet, right? You know, information and data is always valuable. And here's just a couple examples of, you know, an ad you can run. Is, you know, you could run, maybe you have a home buyer's checklist. Maybe it's first time home buyer guide. Everything you need to know as a first time home buyer. Or maybe it's a neighborhood guide around, you know, all the different amenities in certain neighborhood. I mean, I'm spitballing ideas, but you could use information that you have or that you've curated as an offer for someone to give you their name and email address and phone number. You know, the one thing we always have to think about is, what does someone get in return for giving me their information? What did they get? And I think that's a really important thing, because people aren't just going to inquire for no reason. There has to be a value in return. It's probably no different than all of you on this webinar, right? You know, when you inquire on something, it's like you're hoping to get something in return, or get guidance, info, data, something that you can't find on your own. So just think about that. So bringing this back, okay. We talked about all these different ad types. Lots of great ideas here that you can deploy, different things you can share on social, right? And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these things may resonate with you. The one thing I want to do before I jump into the next part is make sure you have a plan, okay? And make sure you have a goal in mind. You know, if your goal is, hey, I need to fill my database. You know, I need to get as many new people into my database that I can nurture and build relationships with. If that's your goal, your strategy is going to be different, right? If your goal is, hey, I need to get my brand out in the marketplace at the same time I'd like leads, okay? Then, you're going to need to do a little bit more of a, multi-channel approach or multi-type of ad approach with that. But the one thing that comes back is this. You remember at the beginning what I said in 2021, where are agents getting new clients from? Social media, Facebook ads, buying leads, right? Referrals is still the bread and butter, right? People want to, referrals are still right there. But it's crazy to me to see how far social has come into being a source of new business for the industry. And that's what, this is something that Top Producer recognized. And I think some of you had questions around this. And that's when we saw this opportunity. We actually built a product called Social Connect. So take what I shared with you today as here's things you can go and do on your own. But what if we could just do all of it for you, right? What if you said, hey, Keith, I want as many leads as possible. Can you get me that? Can you do that for me? The answer is yes. And what we did is we built Social Connect to really take advantage of this opportunity and use our expertise and knowledge to get the most value for our customers for their money and help them get to their goals. And the way it works is we run ads on your behalf. We run property ads. And again, if you're an MLS where we can support office listing, we can run office listing ads for you. We can run buyer's guides ads for you. We will run the ads that will align to your goals, right? And the nice thing about that is we do it all for you. You don't have to do anything. You just set it up, choose your cities, and away it goes. Where an agent will see these ads in their feed, they click on it, or a consumer, they go through this process where it autofills in their contact info, they submit the form, it's delivered into our CRM, and then it's automatically nurtured without you having to do anything. We are going to follow up with that lead through our system. I want to be clear, our system is going to nurture that lead and respond to it on your behalf, and really help you do that. And what this looks like is this. We run all these ads for you. We're going to craft the ads. We're going to help you determine, you're going to choose what cities you want to target. We then build the ads, run the ads on your behalf, and you get to sit back and reap the rewards of that. I will tell you that all the people that go with this solution or have gone with this solution, they all want leads. Everyone's trying to get as many new names in their database right now, and really capture a lot more people that they can talk to and really set themselves up for success here. So we do the ads. We will nurture those leads, or help. Automation will help nurture those leads on your behalf automatically. So leads come in, our system just will respond, continually following up until that consumer responds. So the idea for us is we want to create conversations for you, not just follow up with people with no outcome. Our goal is to really create conversations. We see a high percentage of conversations being generated. It's all centralized in a single platform, right? We'll be able to keep track of all the conversations that are going on with that lead. You'll be able to see how your ads are performing. You're going to be able to see the properties people inquired on. It's basically a record of everything that's going on. The one thing that I absolutely love about social that I haven't said yet is it's affordable. I'm sure there's a couple hundred people on this webinar right now, a couple hundred of you. Sure, a large percentage of you have gone and purchased leads, and it's very expensive, right? It's very expensive. The one thing about social that I love is it's affordable, and I think that affordability really allows a lot more agents to participate and take advantage of the platform and the opportunity there. So the idea is, look, you can do there's a lot of great info I shared today. You can do this on your own, okay? Or you can, go with like us, for example, and we'll do it for you and deliver those results that you're looking for that align to your goals. I mean, I'm going to ask this question. Who here on this webinar right now could use 25 or more new opportunities in their database, new people to talk to each month, right? Sure, none of you would turn down 25 or more new people to talk to this month, right? That's really the opportunity that is there for you. Right now is an area, there's an opportunity for agents to double down and really capture more people and build up your database. Look, you guys have heard this before. It's a numbers game. You're not going to be able to grow or reach your goals if you're not consistently adding new people to your database on a frequent basis. You have to grow that pipeline. You have to grow. You've got to add people to talk to. I mean, it's just that if you want to, if you have goals in 90 days, 120, 180, 365, 700, the only way you're going to be able to get to those goals is by consistently adding to your database, right? And I think that is, absolutely critical in a market like this. So a couple of things on this. I'm going to answer a couple of questions. The power of our system, whether you use Top Producer or not, is going to be the complete automation. We run the ads for you, the leads get captured automatically, and then we nurture them with our CRM. It's all done for you. All you need to do is step in and communicate with those, call those those opportunities, provide them the information they're looking for, ultimately build trust with them. Okay. Someone asked, like, how do we get the listings? We source it from your MLS. So we pull them automatically from your MLS. So a couple of things. Packages start at $250 per month. You're going to get 25 or more. Estimation is you get 25 more leads per month. It's around a $10 per lead. Most of our customers, and it's not a promise, but just based on what we've seen, large percentage of our customers are getting substantially more than 25 more. Okay, but 25 more is our estimate. You choose the cities you want to target. We do everything else for you. Okay. And again, I think some of you mentioned, well, hey, Keith, what if I don't have listings? As I mentioned, we do have the ability depending on your MLS. So it's best to give a call in. Depending on your MLS, we can actually advertise your office's listings for you. So we use your office's listings to draw in leads on your behalf. Okay. To see if that's available in your market, you just need to call. Contract is 6 months. 6 months is the contract. So it's 6-month commitment. With any lead program or any advertising program, you need to give it time to fully realize its full value. So special offer for everybody that attending today is one, we'll give you our concierge setup. Okay. That is normally $299. It's $99, where our team actually will even help you set up the actual platform and customize it to your liking. And what I mean by that, the Top Producer, maybe there's certain emails you want, templates you want to import some other, maybe you look at our platform and like, gosh, I wish all my leads were in here because it's so amazing. Our team will help you do that. We're also offering 50% off your first month. So you sign up now, you get 25 or more leads in your first month. You're only paying $125 for that first month. Carlos, I would look at it more as like, I don't classify them as buyers, sellers, or both. I think like we're just creating, I don't love to give them an identity. They're inquiries, right? So it's gonna be a combination of all sorts of things. It's gonna be, I've seen both, to be honest, but I don't want to say it's both. They're inquiries. They're people that have seen these listing ads, property ads, and inquired. It's $250 a month and you get 25 or more leads per month. That's our estimation. So it's less than $10 a lead, or right around $10 a lead, but it'll probably come in less. So a couple things. We have again, very great offer to help it. Look, we know right now we need to double down. We need to, agents, we really need to build our database, and we feel like we have a really fantastic offering for our clients, and new clients. Again, 50% off your first month, and we'll hugely discount on our concierge setup. Oh, oh, wow. Well, there's social proof right there. That's awesome. Trina said, I signed up a few weeks ago. I have 30+ new leads from 2 listings. I mean, that's awesome. I got, so, okay. A couple of things. There's lots of questions about vetted and all that stuff. We're not vetting leads. We are running ads on your behalf that people will inquire on. Okay. So we are going to fill out your data. We're going to help you build your database with new people to talk to. So again, we're running these ads on your behalf. We expect that you're going to get 25 or more. Trina just posted, and thank you, Trina, for posting. I think it was Trina that mentioned it. She's in 2 weeks already got 30+ leads from Social Connect. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. And thank you for sharing that. The ads are run on Facebook and Instagram. Wow. Edward has gotten 162 leads in 3 months. Dang. Wow, Edward, that's incredible. It's incredible. That's incredible. You just give our team a call at this phone number here, 1-866-329-0399, and they will help you work with you on setting up your target market. Yeah, Edward, that's incredible. It's a lot of new people in your database to talk to. That's great. Again, it's a numbers game, right? A lead is someone that, I mean, what a lead in my definition is someone that inquires on your ad and provides you their phone number and email address. That's what's considered a lead. That's an opportunity, right? Everyone's an opportunity. Yeah, that's nice. Edward, that's a great statistic. We will, someone asked, will we use current listings? We will use current and past listings. So we want to find 20 recent ones. Yeah, so just so you know, you guys can target up to 5 cities. Oh, you know what? Edward posted to hosts and panelists only. But Edward did say, what did he say? I can copy and paste it. 162 leads in 3 months for me, 80% legit vetting, of course. 12 hot opportunities Edward just posted. So there you go. It's pretty good. Great. Yeah, the best thing to do, yeah, 12 is really good. I was gonna say, so 12 is really good for Edward. I think, the one thing I would just say, if you have additional questions, best thing to do, just give our team a call and they can look at help you kind of put together a package and based on your city and answer any additional questions you have around it. The good news is, look, just to summarize our webinar here today and the content, social is an opportunity and a platform that you all need to take advantage of, specifically Facebook and Instagram. Okay. I'm not saying it's the only one, but there's a massive opportunity right now for you to go and really take advantage and really grow your business and your database. Okay. And okay. And so take advantage of it. You can do it on your own, right? So there's no reason you can't go out there and write ad copy, create the ads and do it on your own. But I will tell you, the one thing that we've realized is people are like, I don't want to do it on my own because I'm not sure I'm going to get the results. You know, you could go spend $250 on Facebook and get nothing, right? That's a real possibility. And I'm sure some of you have had that experience, right? Or you could spend $250, you know, with us, let us do it all for you. And then we estimate you're gonna get 25 or more leads. As you've heard from the current users already, they're getting a lot more than that, but no promises. Our estimation is 25 or more. So you have two paths. You wanna do it on your own or do you wanna let someone else do it? There's a great opportunity there. So, and I know a lot of you right now can use 25 or more new people in your database each month. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up today. This was, I hope, regardless of the regardless of anything we talk about, there's takeaways for you here. I think there's such an opportunity for all of you to really like set yourself up for success, build your database, get a steady flow of new people coming in, and start building relationships with those people. I mean, that's the name of the game. You know, you've got to have a decent volume of new people coming in. How you acquire them, you know, there's different ways you can do that. But I think right now is you've got to focus on building that database. Your database is your biggest asset. And this is not, you know, the only thing. This is one that I think it needs to be part of our strategy. And, you know, really focus on that. Like make sure you're adding new people to talk to. I mean, there's many ways you can do it. This is one. Okay. But it is critical that you are doing that and set yourself some goals of like, how many per week, how many per month, like what is the numbers that you need to do to get there, and then deploy strategies that are going to help you achieve it. Okay. Again, I really appreciate it. There was a lot of you today. I hope that you take away and you know, take away something from this that you can apply that's going to help you. Top Producer, we're here to support all of you. I love that we have a mix of customers and prospects. However we can help, give us a call. Team is there to, you know, really help you achieve your goals. So we're here to help you, and I wish everyone a great rest of your week. And Edward said, sorry, Edward, I think you're posting in host and panelists only, but Edward says he would highly recommend it and worth a try. Worth the money, he said. Thank you, Edward. I agree. Yeah, just to wrap up, this will be emailed out to everybody. You'll get an email recording. Thank you, everyone. Oh, thanks, Pat. I appreciate it. I'm glad you found it worth your time. That means a lot. Benita, where are you in Canada? And yes, Woodstock, Ontario. Okay. I'll I'll have some. Do you want me to have someone look into it and get back to you? Okay, I will make that happen for you. Uh, 6 months. 6 months on the Leads product. All right, thanks everyone. We're gonna end the session here. Please give us a call if you have any further questions. Our team will be happy to help you. Have a great afternoon.